creek. Walk 'em up and down in the summer heat. Same old boy changing like the seasons. Country kid turning to a town right heathen. Country kid turning to a town right heathen.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Old Man Van Running. Here again in the Old Man Van Cave, the Old Man Van Castle. Back to training, back to racing, feeling great, getting strong, really excited about my comeback and my progress for that matter. Now, today, I'm going to give you a review of a training shoe that really piqued my interest.
Hey everybody, Old Man Van here. I'm sitting in my house. It is the 21st of March, 2026. It's actually, look at that. It's a beautiful day out there. It's about 50 degrees. And guess what? My power is out. My power is out. So I'm sitting here in the house just kind of going, okay, what am I going to do? So here's what I'm going to do. I have an unboxing for you. I received something in the mail the other day that I think you might enjoy. Here it is. It is another Saucony box. Oh boy, what's in here? Well, what's in here is the Saucony Endorphin Azura. 11.5 US. This is a kind of daily training shoe that is supposed to be kind of, you know, a little up-tempo type shoe. Maybe not a long-run shoe, but a kind of lightweight, snappy daily training shoe. So let's take a look. Okay, opening up the box here. Well, there it is. There she is. The Saucony Endorphin Azura. It's Power Run PB. I'll go into more details in my review, but just to kind of show you, it's got the XT900 outsole there. So we'll see how durable that is, because look here, you don't see a lot of thickness there, but maybe it's embedded in there. We'll see how that goes. But it is that Power Run PB, which I've had in multiple shoes, including the Tempus series. Let's take another look here. Stack height's pretty good. We'll go into that later as well. But here she is. Give you a couple of looks here. I'm really interested in taking this shoe out. It's only about 8.5 ounces in a men's size 9. So I'm going to take this shoe on its first run tomorrow. I've got a group run at Marathon Sports in Branford, Connecticut with my SoundRunner Racing teammates. So I'm going to take this shoe tomorrow for that run. Probably going to put anywhere from 10 to 14 miles in it. So that's going to be a really, good time. Good time to get first impressions on the Saucony Endorphin Azura. Hey, Old Man Van here. It's Sunday. I took the Azuras out this morning, the Saucony Azuras. I took them out for a 7.22 mile run with my SoundRunner teammates down at Marathon Sports in Branford. I was running with a couple of my teammates, and we were having a conversation the entire run, so I didn't want to impose by using the GoPro while I was out there. But now I'm back home. I'm going to go out for another run. Today was supposed to be a long run, so I'm supposed to get at least 10 miles, and I was hoping to get a little bit more than that. But I'm going to go out for 3 to 5 miles with the Azuras again. A little bit easier pace. The run this morning was pretty good. We were at about 8:30 to 8:38 pace, somewhere in that range, a couple of low 8s. Felt pretty good. It was rolling terrain. Good first run. No issues with my feet at all. We'll talk about fit. We'll talk about all those good things. But now I am going to take the GoPro, this GoPro right here, I'm going to take it out for a 3 to 5 mile run around my neighborhood. A little bit easier pace, but maybe a few little pickups. And I'll give you some thoughts out on the run, and then we'll get back into the Old Man Van Cave and do a proper review. Pretty light. They are using the Power Run PB. It's interesting. They're firm, but not firm. They've got a little bit of bounce in that midsole material. So, interesting feel on these. Do I really like it or not? It's got a bit of a roll, which is good. That speed roll technology, but the run this morning with my teammates was pretty good. It was a good pace in the 8s. I felt I was doing that pretty easily, but I wouldn't say they're like lively. They're more smooth than lively. And again, I wouldn't say they're soft at all, but they're firm with a bit of a spring. Firm with a bit of a spring, a little bit of a bounce, but not like, definitely not like a plated shoe. So I am 2.46 miles into this run. The Azuras, initially, like I said, when I first put them on, not really sure. As I get into the run, they're starting to feel a little bit better, a little bit smoother. Again, not squishy soft at all, kind of a firm soft with a bit of a bounce with that Power Run PB. I'm cranking off, you know, low 9s. It's an easy kind of recovery run after this morning 7 miler, so, but pretty good so far. So the other thing is I got a new watch. I got a Garmin Fenix 8 Pro Sapphire right here. It's got the LTE and the satellite. It's not a smartwatch, you know, it's not an Apple Watch, but if I'm out on the trails and I want to at least be able to message somebody if I twist an ankle or something, it does exactly what I need it to do. So here's something I'm noticing. The speed roll technology in the shoe really does kind of, I feel myself being kind of pushed forward a little bit, more mid-foot, and then a roll through toe off, which I think is good from just a gait perspective, right? An efficiency standpoint. So it's encouraging me to land more mid-foot and roll forward. Because I'm typically a light heel striker, not a massive one, but I think this is good because running with a shorter stride, I can get a really good rhythm going. For a training shoe, that's a real good thing. I don't know that I would race in it, but I think somebody who doesn't want to spend a lot of money, I mean, less than $150 for this shoe is outstanding, especially with Power Run PB in there and the low weight. So I really like it as a training shoe, somewhat similar, I would say, to the Saucony Tempus. I think it's a little lighter now, and it kind of fills that void that the Tempus kind of had. I just think the later Tempus version wasn't quite as responsive or quick as the first version. So this to me is, at least for me, kind of a replacement for that. Really good 5-mile run in the Saucony Azura. Brand new, this is the first day I ran with them. 2 runs today. A 7.22 mile tempo run this morning with my SoundRunner Racing teammates, and now a 5-mile run here in my neighborhood in the low 9s. Really, really good.
Listen, most of us can't afford $200 on 5 different pairs of running shoes, right? That's a lot of money. Running shoes are getting very, very expensive right now. Super shoes, those carbon plated super shoes, if you want to buy a pair of those, you're usually talking anywhere from low 200s all the way up to $300 or more. So most of us don't have that kind of money just to throw around, right? What if you could find a versatile daily trainer that A, you could just do your daily miles in, B, you could do up-tempo work, speed work, go to the track, do a threshold run, and C, actually race in it. And at the same time, not spend $200, maybe not even spend $150. So right up here on the screen, you can see the stats in this shoe. This shoe is only $149.95, so right around $150. I actually got it for a little bit less. So yeah, I think I paid like $145 for it. So under $150. And I said, well, you know, I don't know if that, how good is that shoe going to be, since most of the shoes, even daily trainers, are starting to hit $160, $175, all the way up to $200. But then I started looking at the specs and I was really intrigued. As you can see here, the weight is pretty darn low in a men's size 9. Only 8.5 ounces in a men's size 9. That comes out to, let me see, 240 grams. And in a woman's size 8, it's only 7.5 ounces or 212 grams. So really, really light. That's pretty good. Right around $150 in under 9 ounces. That's pretty darn good. So, okay, so that's great. But what about the rest of the shoe, right? Well, let's talk about the drop. You actually have a pretty high stack height here. You got a 40 millimeter stack height in the rear foot, a 32 millimeter stack height in the forefoot. That gives you that 8 millimeter drop you see up there. And you know me, I kind of like at maximum, maybe around 8 millimeters. I don't really like to go much higher than that. Definitely not up to 12, maybe 10 in some of the really like soft, real long, easy run shoes. But 8 millimeters is a really good drop. So it's light, it's got a good stack height, and it's got a real decent drop on it. So that's good too, right? But what about that midsole? A lot of the shoes on the lower end of the price scale have kind of dead EVA midsoles, that sort of thing. So you know I really like the Endorphin line, right? The Endorphin Pro, the Endorphin Elites. I run in those shoes. The Endorphin Pro has Power Run PB, that PIBA-based midsole. So does the Saucony Tempus, which is a pretty stable shoe. But the original version was pretty quick as well and also under 9 ounces. And okay, I figured maybe I'm going to get an EVA midsole here, but I'm not. So this midsole is all Power Run PB. All Power Run PB. That's really, really good. That's that PIBA-based midsole material. It's bouncy. You know, you don't need a plate to get some bounce out of it. I really, really like it. It's not the softest, squishiest material out there. But personally, I don't like those really wallowy, soft midsoles. I like something that's got a little bit of firmness to it, but some bounce, right? So it's almost like a rebounding kind of feeling. You don't sink too deep in it. It feels cushioned enough, but it gives you kind of like a pop, right? Without the plate. The Power Run PB does that. So with all of that, right, it's kind of light. It's got good stack height. It's got a good drop. It's got Power Run PB. To me, that's a recipe for a pretty darn good shoe. How the heck are they down at $150? I don't know, but let's take a look at the rest of the shoe. The upper is kind of an engineered mesh, right? It's kind of thin. It's kind of stretchy there. It's pretty stretchy. It's pretty light. Very breathable. Not a problem at all there. It does have overlays. You can see the logo here's an overlay. There's some overlay right here. On the medial side, you've got some overlays up around towards the heel counter. That's pretty firm. Heel counter itself is very firm. You've got a nice heel Achilles flare here. You know, significant overlays, but still it's only 8.5 ounces in a men's size 9. So that's pretty darn good. Even has some reinforcement like right here for the laces, so it doesn't like break through the nylon. So really, really good there. I kind of like that. If you look at the tongue, I don't know if you can see it there, but it is gusseted. It has some padding right in the right spot here, so when you cinch the laces down, you don't kind of put undue pressure on the top of your foot. It's real good there. It does have a removable sock liner. You see where it says speed roll. We'll get into that in a minute. So overall, it's well built, firm, a lot of structure there in the upper without being heavy. It's light in the right spots. Now from a stability standpoint, pretty wide base here. Wide in the midfoot, wide in the forefoot, just wide from heel all the way to the toe, right? Really wide base. This is not a stability shoe. It's not marketed as a stability shoe. Many of the reviewers call it stable neutral, although on the Saucony website, it's neutral. But I'm going to tell you, it's as stable as the Saucony Tempus, if not more. It has a significant sidewall. Now, the sidewall is biased towards the medial side. We'll see it right here. The sidewall is biased towards the medial side. You've got a significant arch in here. Now, in the Saucony Tempus, you could also feel the arch pretty significantly. I kind of like it. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't it doesn't cause any discomfort, but some people may have an issue, right? Some people who don't like to have much of an arch there, this may not be the most comfortable shoe. For me, I have a little bit of pronation issues on the medial side, so I feel very secure in this shoe, and that little bit of arch support really does help. On the lateral side, there is also a pretty significant sidewall, so your foot is kind of cupped within those sidewalls pretty well. Just very planted feel. In the forefoot, plenty of volume, also in the midfoot. No issues whatsoever. True to size in my 11.5 men's. Medium width D, no issues there at all. Very comfortable once you get in there. I mean, the first run, I was wondering if it was going to feel a little stiff or I was going to have any issues, and I didn't have any issues. Next thing is that outsole, right? This is interesting because the outsole, plenty of coverage where the rubber is, but you don't have any outsole extending below the midsole. It's embedded into that midsole. How thick that is, I do not know. What I can tell you is this little bit of exposed Power One PB here on the edge gets kind of tore up if you land right here on the lateral side of your heel. Same thing would happen here. It's not a lot, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I just don't know, how thick that outsole material is. It feels very tough though. I think that outsole material is going to last. It just, am I going to start chewing up that Power Run PB that's exposed there on the bottom of the shoe? So we shall see. We shall see how durable this shoe is over time. Jury's out. From a performance standpoint, very smooth ride in this shoe. Very smooth ride. It's light. It's got that Power Run PB. It's got that pop. It's got that bounce, right? All those things I said I liked about it. It's got this speed roll technology, this kind of early stage rocker in the front. It's got a nice bevel in the heel. So it's a very smooth roll through toe up. And I'm going to tell you, I like that rocker starting right there. It kind of prompts me to go forward. So I felt like I was kind of leaning forward a little bit more than typical and kind of more landing on that midfoot. And once I got that up to pace, it was really, really good. Now, I also got this shoe up to pretty high paces, right? I got it up to a 4x2 kilometer half marathon pace interval run on Thursday. Really, really good run. I was able to get this shoe easily down to about 725 to 735 per mile pace. And that was really, really comfortable. I didn't feel like I had to struggle to get it up to pace. It felt comfortable all the way from the easy pace in my warm-up all the way through those intervals. So to me, just that experience there showed me that this is an extremely versatile shoe and a shoe that performs very, very well. With that interval run, I'm like, I could hold the pace there. I could potentially race in this shoe, even without the plate, even though it's not only 6.5 ounces, right? It's 8.5 ounces. So I think that's where that versatility comes in. So overall, I really liked my first bunch of runs in this. That was actually like a 7-mile run, I think, with my team, the first run. And then I did a nice easy run with it the next time. And then I did that interval workout. And that interval workout was a little over 8 miles total with those 4x2K half marathon intervals mixed in there. So these first 3 runs are a pretty good range of runs, right? Range of paces, easy paces all the way up to half marathon pace, moderate distances. Felt good, felt smooth, kind of broke in over time. Feels much more comfortable now versus the first run in it. The question for me is going to be, A, durability of this outsole, because you really don't have anything exposed here, and do I start chewing up that Power Run PB? So I don't know how deep or thick this outsole is embedded in this midsole. So the jury's out there a little bit. The other thing I haven't done is taken it on a really long run. I'm not sure if this would be a shoe that I would take, say, over 15 miles. But I'm going to try to get it up to around that and see if maybe it could go a little bit further. Now, if you were telling me, hey, I don't have any other shoe, I need one shoe that I can train in and maybe race a marathon in, I think this might do it. You don't need that wallowy softness for a marathon, right? But we'll see. On a training run, I'm not so sure that I want to take it past 15, but I'm going to give it a shot, right? If it's able to do that, that is going to raise that score and really help me give it a firm, maybe mid-9 score. So I'm going to get a lot more runs in this. I'm going to get some long runs in it, and then I'll come back and give you an updated review with an actual score. So for now, really good first 3 runs in the Saucony Endorphin Azura. I think it's a really promising shoe, especially at that price point. And I'm going to tell you, I think it's going to take the Tempus. I think it's going to replace the Tempus for me. I think it fits right in where the Tempus was, especially the Tempus 1. So I really don't know what they can do updating the Tempus, if they're even going to update the Tempus. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Because to me, this shoe is like the original Tempus, just at a lower price point. It's got all the performance benefits, weight benefits, stability benefits of the original Tempus. So again, I just really don't know what Saucony's thinking there. Maybe they'll get rid of the Tempus or turn it into a different kind of shoe. They started to do that with the second version. I just think that this would be a shoe, especially at $149.95, that I would pick over the Tempus. So there you have my first impressions review of the Saucony Endorphin Azura. You got to see the unboxing. I took you out there on my second run, and then I gave you a little bit more of a detailed first impressions review here in the Old Man Van Cave. So if you liked this video, and hopefully you got through it, if you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll get notified when more videos are posted. Comments, 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 any and all comments really does help my channel. And as always, if you have friends, running buddies, family members, siblings, whatever, who you think might enjoy the Old Man Van Running channel, please let them know. Thanks again for supporting my channel. Thanks again for watching this video. And remember, lace up those shoes. Let's get out on the roads.
Railroad tracks run along the creek, walk 'em up and down in the summer heat. Same old boy changing like the seasons, country kid turning to a town right heathen.